What's new, crew? If you're new, my name is Cassandra. I'm sitting down today. We're actually up at the computer. I have some meal planning that I want to go ahead and do, and I figured let's turn the camera on. Let's take you guys along with me. If you're new, we host 2 Christmases every year. We host my husband's family, which is a very large crew. It's like 40 plus people. It grows every year because we're constantly having babies and getting married and all those things. And my family, who is the complete opposite, which is just my 2 siblings and my dad. So it could not be any further from polar opposite sides of the spectrum. For my husband's family, we always do a traditional Christmas lunch, Christmas dinner. Very traditional. Sometimes some of the sides change a little bit, the desserts change a little bit, but the menu is pretty set in stone because that's how they've been doing it for years and years, and that's how everybody likes it. Because my family is so small and we get that traditional meal somewhere else, we always make our Christmas something different, completely different. We always pick a different cuisine. We've done Mexican, Chinese, I don't even remember what you get my drift. We mix it up, we do something different every year. We pick a different region or a different country. And this year we decided on Southern barbecue. Very excited about that. We're from Wisconsin. All of us though have traveled all over the United States, and all of us have spent time in the South, which is really exciting. So I'm gonna sit down. I have Pinterest pulled up here, and I want to go ahead and kind of figure out some things for that holiday meal. But I really want to focus on cuts of meat that I already have in my freezer. Because I'm hosting, I usually try to do at least a couple different dishes and whatnot, and then we do it potluck style. My dad brings something, my sister brings something, my brother is usually in charge of like drinks or something because he's military, so he's already doing way too much, spending like 2 days traveling back to Wisconsin to spend the holidays with us. So we give him a pass and he just goes and picks up drinks for the evening or something. Sometimes he'll bring like a pie or something, but kind of just letting you know how we set up the holidays for us. So I just went into Pinterest and all I typed in was Southern barbecue, and I just want to get some ideas. I will do my best to put photos up here on the screen and then link whatever recipe I'm talking about down in the description box for you so that you can kind of follow along and see what I'm seeing. One thing I'm seeing right off the back are these Southern green beans, which how amazing do those look? With all of our home canned green beans and things, I think this would be a great way to use them up. It's got like some candied bacon in it. How delicious is that? Plus, my husband and I have been doing carnivore for the last, by the time Christmas comes around, it'll be, what, 3 months, almost 4 months. We're loving it. We're loving the way we're feeling. We want to kind of try to stick to that throughout the holidays. So Southern barbecue is awesome. We're going to do some keto meals, especially throughout the holidays and stuff, but we're still going to try to stay away from a lot of the carbs and things. Those Southern green beans look really good, and that'll be so easy for me to whip together as a side, and we all like green beans, so that'll be great. I'm seeing a ton of different baked beans and things, but I have a feeling my sister is going to whip out some delicious beans. She loves to do that. She's always making different beans and things. So I'm pretty sure she has a recipe probably in her back pocket that she is looking to use up. I'm the only one that has kids on my side of the family. So it's just my 5 kids, which means we've definitely got to do some sort of mac and cheese. Everybody's going to love it. So I'm looking specifically for a mac and cheese recipe, but I'm also looking for some sort of thing for a protein, but I want to work with what I have in my freezer. I have some lamb ribs in my freezer. I have some venison ribs in my freezer. I'm pretty sure I also have pork ribs in my freezer. I definitely have pork ribs in my freezer. So I'm thinking this is a perfect time to go ahead and maybe smoke some pork ribs, do something a little bit different. One of my goals over the next year or so is to get more acquainted with our electric smoker. I smoke fish in it all of the time when we do fishing trips, but I've never smoked anything in it other than fish. So I think it would be really fun to do like a smoked ribs and smother it in like a sugar-free barbecue sauce or something. Maybe some of the barbecue sauce that I have off of my own Homestead pantry shelf, which we could do. I have like a Victorian barbecue sauce, which is made from rhubarb, that I think would be super delicious. It's more of like a sweet, maybe like a sweet and sour type thing going on with that. So I really think I want to do maybe like a sweet and sour pork rib smoked in the smoker. So I'm kind of looking here just for like inspiration maybe as well. Not necessarily a recipe, but I like to come and utilize Pinterest just as something to kind of like get the creative juices flowing, find a couple different recipes, and then make it what it is going to be best for my family. I also saw this recipe actually on Facebook last night. Somebody took little cocktail wieners, wrapped them in bacon, baked them in the oven, and smothered them with barbecue sauce. Looked so good. Being on carnivore, that was just like a dream come true. Looks delicious. I think everybody would like that. What a crowd pleaser, right? Who doesn't like barbecue sauce and bacon and just delicious? So I really want to make a tray of those just because they look so good and so carnivore friendly, and even non-carnivore. I think those would be delicious. I will try to find a recipe, even though I don't really think you need one, but I'll try to find something very similar to what I saw and link it down below for you, because I'm definitely making those. But I also kind of want to do some sort of brisket or something. Here, I'm seeing a fall off the bone smoked ribs. I'm going to save this. I have no idea if it's pork ribs or beef ribs. I really don't think it matters, to be quite honest, but those look delicious. But I'm also looking maybe for some sort of, oh, this looks good, and I wouldn't have even thought about this. This is a Louisiana barbecue shrimp. That looks delicious. I'm 100% gonna save this, and I think I'm gonna take 2 seconds to look at the recipe, because I am, what is today? Today in real time is November 19th, which means I go once a month grocery shopping next week. Well, you know, in a couple, like a week and a half. So I'm also working on getting my once a month grocery shopping list taken care of, putting in my Walmart orders, making my grocery lists, like all of those things. I try my best to plan ahead for the holidays, get anything that I can during my once a month grocery shopping, and then I'll go back like a day or two before the holidays like everybody else does. But instead of having a huge Christmas list of things I need to purchase, it's usually just a handful of things. A lot of the times I'll put it on like a Walmart pickup order or something, or I can give my husband a small list of like 5 or 6 things he can run in. That's when we'll grab all of our fresh produce, maybe the drinks for the holidays or something like that. So there's that. I'm seeing this recipe calls for 2 pounds of shrimp, half a stick of butter, which I will already have, olive oil, garlic, Worcestershire, lemon juice, hot sauce, paprika, cayenne pepper, black pepper, salt, thyme, rosemary, oregano, green onions for garnish if you would wish, parsley for garnish, and it actually says that you can pair it with some French bread as like a vessel to eat it upon, which means I 100% could just add shrimp to my grocery list. So I have 2 screens here. I'm going to pull up my Walmart order here, and I'm going to add shrimp to my grocery order, because I already stock all of these spices and oils and butters and things in my pantry to begin with. So I'm just going to be able to add in my shrimp, and I'll have my barbecued weenies wrapped in bacon, my smoked pork ribs that we're going to do, maybe some green beans and bacon, which I already have the green beans on my shelf. Fantastic way to stay in budget for the holidays is to use what you have, use your back stock. And some bacon, which I'm already going to be purchasing for another recipe. So we're going to be kind of like dual purposing our bacon here, which is fantastic. Another way to save a lot of money when it comes to holidays and hosting and making meals and all of those things. But I can just add some shrimp and we're going to be good to go. I went to go get a piece of paper so that I can write these things down, because I already feel myself getting a little scatterbrained. Alrighty, and remember, this is subject to change. I still have a couple of days before I can change my mind, but for the most part, I'm very happy with this, because remember, we're gonna have other people bringing in things, so that's what's so great about potluck style. So I don't need to make a ton. I really don't. Green beans, which is going to utilize pretty much everything I already have on my shelf. the smoked ribs, which I already have in my freezer, which is fantastic. We're also looking at these, and I'm 100% going to be making some sort of sourdough, whether that be a sourdough loaf, most likely sourdough rolls, because my family's very excited to try all my sourdough things. I've been keeping them up to date on all of my sourdough journey and stuff, and everyone's very excited about it. So everyone was asking, like, are you going to have the sourdough for Christmas? Yes, I'm gonna make sure I have some sort of sourdough for Christmas. I'm seeing a smoked mac and cheese here. I also added my bacon wieners. So I don't want to get too carried away because I do that all the time. And then it's the day of the party. My husband's like, it's a potluck, Cassandra. You don't need to make the whole meal. But I just get carried away sometimes because I like it. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe check for a mac and cheese recipe. I'm seeing some smoked queso, which also looks delicious. Not necessarily Southern barbecue, but looks delicious. Other things that I'm seeing that look just kind of interesting for what I'm going for here is a smoked Mississippi country style ribs. That could be interesting as well, but I really like the idea of just a plain smoked rib with barbecue sauce. Keep it really classic. To make sure that we're not all bringing the same thing, we have a group chat that we talk in literally every single day. So once I get my meal plan kind of nailed down, I will shoot into the group chat like, hey, this is what I plan on making for the holiday. And then everybody can plan accordingly. That way we know the entire menu and we can kind of switch things back and forth, and they'll be able to figure out what they want to make based off what I'm making here, because I'm gonna have 3 proteins. Normally I probably wouldn't have that many proteins, but because of carnivore, I want to have lots and lots of protein options, and I'm not afraid to have leftovers if I have leftovers, because we'll definitely eat through them. So we'll see. I think for now I'm gonna stick with this, but if nobody else is making a mac and cheese, I will definitely make some sort of baked mac and cheese. I make that pretty regularly anyways because my kids love mac and cheese. What kids don't? So I already have a pretty stable mac and cheese recipe that I like. It's really basic, but it's also really delicious. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm pretty excited about this. When it comes to desserts, because we all know desserts are the best part of a holiday, I don't really know if they have a lot of Southern desserts. But what I might do, actually, if you don't know, we are 100% a military family. My husband is a veteran. Our first handful of years of our marriage we spent at Fort Drum, but my husband was infantry, which means he did all of his training in the South. My brother is also currently enlisted now, like we've talked about in this. My brother also did all of his training in the South, either in South Carolina or in Texas. So he is very accustomed to Southern food. My brother is also currently stationed in the South. So it is like, he's loving it. He's loving all the food and stuff. But when my husband and my brother were in basic, they both fell in love with ambrosia, which is crazy. And I totally understand because you're going for so long without sweets or anything. So something as simple as ambrosia has to be like earth-shattering. So I think it might be really funny to just make a small thing of ambrosia, because I think my brother would love that. And of course I'm saying it now in this video and he's probably gonna be watching it, so he's gonna know that I'm thinking about it. But I'm gonna write it down because I think it would be funny and I think he would be so excited about it. So I think I'm gonna look up some different ambrosia recipes. But I just typed in Southern desserts. I don't know, are there desserts that are really keen in the South? I know I have viewers here that are probably from the South. If you have like a peak Southern dessert recipe, link it down below, type it out down below for me. I am all ears when it comes to some Southern desserts. And I think of Southern desserts, I think very heavily like pecan pies or like peach pies or something. But like I said, I'm just a girl from the Midwest, so I really don't know. So I would love some ideas here. We usually always do a cheesecake. My dad makes delicious homemade cheesecakes. Like, he does it the real way, like over the course of like 2 days to make his cheesecakes, and they are so good. So he'll definitely be bringing a cheesecake. We'll see. I'm just kind of like, I'm seeing peach cobblers. I'm thinking of like maybe like an apple crisp or like an apple cobbler or something. Chocolate pecan pie. What is this and why have I never heard of it? We might be making a Texas chocolate pecan pie because that looks incredible. Oh, I'm seeing a chocolate cobbler. I'm also seeing a Mississippi mud pie. These both look delicious. We're gonna save both of these. I'm seeing so many things that I've never seen before that look so good. I'm very happy with this. But like I said, we'll see, because sometimes someone will just bring desserts or something. Sometimes my brother, like I said, will stop at a store and bring in like a store-bought dessert or something. Or he'll stop at like an Amish store and buy like an Amish pie, which are the best. We have so many great options for that when it comes to our area. I'm also seeing what they're calling the best Arkansas possum pie, which looks totally up our alley. I'm gonna save this one as well. And once I talk to my family members, I'll figure out more of what we're feeling and what we're doing. But I'm definitely gonna look up some different ambrosia recipes, or I'll just have my brother look it up and have him send it to me. Once again, I'm just gonna make sure that I have these things in my pantry. Having a stocked pantry is what's gonna save me a lot of money when it comes to even these baking things. I stock really basic things like pudding mixes, sugar, flour, baking soda, baking powder, all that stuff I keep on hand here. So to whip out whatever dessert I want last minute is not going to be that big of a deal for me, because I'm going to be able to just dig through my pantry, usually no matter what the recipe, and be able to pull it out and kind of like whip it out really quick. I also have pie crusts in my freezer. I could whip out a really quick apple pie with the pie crust there in my freezer and the apple pie filling that we have on the canning shelf. So I have options either way, even if I decide I don't want to do any of this, or when a different family member decides they're going to make something like this, I can throw together an apple pie in like 30 minutes, you know, have it in the oven. So we will see. But that's kind of my brainstorming session when it comes to holiday meal planning for on a budget, but still making things homemade, really good, utilizing whatever I have in my freezers or on my pantry shelf, and cooking from scratch when I can. So I hope wherever you are, you're having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in another vlog.